Hi folks, in today's video we'll be talking about what we love about virtual tabletops.
Virtual tabletops, or VTTs, are a great tool to have as someone who likes to play tabletop RPGs. And in a lot of ways, it sort of replicates what you've got sitting around the table. We think that they can do a lot more. We don't think that it replaces the experience of being in the room at the table with friends, but it's just a different experience.
One thing I really love about virtual tabletops is it allows you to play with people all over the world. I've played with people on the other side of the globe. It's also been a great way to reconnect with friends who live in a different state or city that we don't really get to get together and game with on a regular basis. Virtual tabletops can provide that opportunity.
Another thing that we like about them is that all of the stuff that comes with RPGs can get expensive, time-consuming, and take up a lot of space. I'm talking about the maps, the miniatures that you have to buy and then paint and then store, terrain, all kinds of stuff. But something that's neat about the VTT experience is that you really get that top-down view of a battle map with terrain and obstacles, monsters and heroes and minis without having to go through the process of buying them, painting them, and storing them. So it can be a little cheaper and it can free up some space. And another thing about that I like is that often you're buying those assets and maps directly from a creator as opposed to always having to buy them from a big shop or a big corporation. And with the idea of a VTT replicating that experience, we want to say a huge thanks to this video's sponsor, RPG Stories, a new VTT that's coming out soon. RPG Stories, a fully immersive virtual tabletop for online gaming. Experience your RPG session like never before and take your tabletop game to the next level. RPG Stories is a new virtual tabletop software that features a massive world builder, allowing you to create fully 3D environments and run your sessions in them. Everything you need, all in one place. In addition to the unique VTT feature, RPG Stories contains 3D assets, heroes, and monsters, all for different types of RPG settings, from fantasy to modern to sci-fi. You can even export your creations for 3D printing. Follow the Kickstarter now and be notified when it goes live on September 1st. RPG Stories. It's all about your stories.
Virtual tabletops can make gaming a lot more accessible. You might have many different reasons why gaming from your home is actually a lot easier than going to a friend's house or going to a gaming store, whether that's health concerns, accessibility, like mobility issues, or even just like I have pets or kids or somebody else around the house that I need to be here to take care of or be available for. It's a lot easier to set aside like, okay, I've got 2 hours of the game and, if my kid needs me, I can step out for a second and come back rather than having to like bundle them all up to take them somewhere else.
VTTs also have a lot of rule integration, which I think is really handy. Not everybody loves having to sit down and crunch through all of the numbers and do all of the math, as well as taking care of what all of your feats are, when do they apply, what's in your inventory. And while it might take a little bit more work up front, either from the GM's perspective or the players, in order to get all of that typed into the VTT, once it's there, all of that math gets done immediately. And it's nice because you can type a command or roll a virtual set of dice, and all of a sudden you know if you've hit, you know if it's a crit, you know how much damage it did, and you know if it stunned the enemy in a few seconds. And that can really streamline things, which not only is it nice to not have to do all of the math and remember that stuff, but it can make your game run faster and smoother.
Yeah, especially with combat, I think that speeds it up quite a bit.
A big thanks to all of our patrons, but especially to Tucker. If you like what we do here and you want to be a direct part of making this happen, then head over to patreon.com/rollforinitiative and check out the perks of being a patron.
So what do you think? What do you love about virtual tabletops? Has it kind of replaced in-person gaming, or is it just another option that you have to be able to game?
And are you excited about the prospect of a 3D immersive virtual tabletop instead of just the top-down view? How does that sound to you? We'd love to hear about all of this in the comments below.
Thanks again to the sponsor of today's video, RPG Stories. Make sure you head on over and check out their Kickstarter.
And sign up for the notifications. The Kickstarter goes live on September 1st. But until next time, I'm Ryan.
I'm Dawn.
And this is Roll for Initiative.
Bye.
Bye.